Yo, what's up, favorite podcaster of all time, Apex Sapien? And I got a big thing for all you guys to learn about. You're 30. And now what? I find a lot of guys, they hit this midlife crisis, and 30 is just a arbitrary number to take. It could be 25, it could be 40, it could be 50, whatever the age you decide to be. But a lot of times, guys look at their life, and they look and they say, wow, I'm this age. Now what? What do I do? How do I navigate life? What's my next step? What's my next move? And it's normal. As a man, you should have anxiety that you're not performing up to the standard you think you are, and you don't have the life that you really desire to have. And that's okay. There's not a problem with that. That's part of being a man. Like, you got to go through the trials and tribulations. There's a reason they say man doesn't hit his prime until about 50. And the reason he doesn't hit his prime until about 50 because he finds out who he really is after so many trials and tribulations. And one of the things I learned as just a guy growing up, taking risk and learning about myself is anxiety is good. If you don't have that burning butterfly feeling in your life when you get up and don't know what's going on, hey, man, maybe you're not living life to the fullest. You should have no clue what's going on the next day. I talked to a good friend of mine. He said there's two types of men in this world. There's one who knows what he's going to do tomorrow, but has no idea where his life is going. And there's another guy, which is the guy you want to be, which is he has no idea what he's doing tomorrow, but he knows exactly where his life is going. And that's the party that you want to be existing. You don't want to know what you're going to do tomorrow. You don't know what tomorrow's going to come. And if you don't know what's coming tomorrow, that's a good thing. Because that means you're going to the path that nobody else is taking. There's nobody to give you instructions. You're figuring it out as you're going. You're just out there free falling, trying to figure out how to put a parachute together before you hit the ground. And that's the best way to live. Because you got to understand, dude, every day that passes by in your life is a day that you're getting closer to death. And it's very hard for a lot of guys to realize, like, I'm getting closer to death. Because when you're young and vibrant and moving, you can't really tell that, like, death is on the horizon. But as you start to get older and as the days go by and the weeks and the months and the years, you start to look back and say, wow, man, like I'm really lived a life. I existed. And then you look back at the work. You look back at what you accomplished, what you built, what you just created. And a lot of times that's what really brings a lot of guys in this midlife crisis and into this super depression is because when they look back on what they did with the years, they got nothing. They have a job, maybe a car, maybe a house. And most guys don't even have that. In this coming period, these new age kids that are coming in, they have no idea what they're doing. They don't have a skill set. They can barely think, talk, and write. And so I want you to understand as men, like, look, what you do every day is building the story of your life. And whether it be good, bad, wonderful, tragic, just mundane and boring, at any point in time, you can decide to flip the switch and just be different. And that's such a huge part for young guys. You got to understand is like being different's not bad, man. It's what makes humans great. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own lineage, things that they came from, overcame in trials and tribulations. And that's the beauty of the game is that the more you keep facing battles, the more you crash out and the more that you take losses, the easier it is to win when you get older. But it's very difficult for that because a lot of times as guys, we don't check the younger people and we don't make it a little bit tougher for them. I had a very famous quote that I told one of my young kids when I was at a camp. And I told him the greatest favor you can do for a young kid is to do no favors for him. And one kid said, I really like that quote. I said, I know, you should. I wrote it. But what that means is, like, make it tough for the young guys growing up because life is tough. And if us as the older generation, if we're not, like, beating up on them and then giving them encouragement after we beat them up, you're not doing your job. You're really not doing your job because you're making the next generation weaker. And that's what we have done is that we have pretty much outsourced manhood to women. We got women trying to make guys tough, and women don't necessarily have that type of measure approach of how to build a young man. They don't understand. They just expect you to be ready. They expect you just to be a man. And I tell this with a lot of guys that are like dating, especially if I do consultations with women, I explain to them, look, you're 25 and you're dating a guy who's 26, 27, and you're expecting him to have like 40, 50-year-old man wisdom. That's not going to be there. It's just not. He has to grow. He has to learn. So if you're not going to be willing to walk with him through the trials and tribulations of life, hey, cut the relationship off now because it's not going to get better until 10, 20 years down the line. And when you guys look back on the life that you built and the memories you shared, then you can sit back and say, I'm happy I stuck it out with them. But if you're looking for a ready-made guy, man, look for 40, 50. That's a guy who ain't taking no shit, who knows himself. At least I hope he knows himself. And that's the thing I want young men to understand is like, bro, you don't need to know. Don't let society, the social media, all these other things get you down and make you think that you're less than as a human being because you haven't got the Bugatti. You don't have the Model 10 girlfriend. You don't have a house. You don't have these and this and that. bro, you're going through your own journey. You're going through your own battle. And that's okay, man. That's part of the game. That's what makes the game fucking wonderful, is that you get to figure it out for yourself. And I hate to tell young guys all the secrets because I don't want them to crash out. I try to help them, steer them, and give them wise counsel. But a lot of times, I want to see the young guys like struggle a little bit, fight. Like I used to have a old MMA coach. Shout out to LaRon Wilson, one of my great mentors, sage of the martial arts. And one of the funniest things he will always say is he'll teach us a move one or two times, and then he will clap and say, struggle. And then you just watch us struggle. And then he will sit there and let you say, no, figure it out for yourself 2 or 3 times. And then after you figure it out for 2 or 3 times, you can't get it, he'll come, okay, try this. And then you try, like, okay, I got past step 1. Okay, and then let me struggle through step 2. Let me struggle through step 3. And then eventually you get through the steps, and now you have a submission. You're like, wow, I learned how to do it. He's like, yeah, that's what the struggle is. And struggle's the necessity, it's the secret ingredient of making you a man. Without struggle, your money, your women, your cars, everything that you have is fucking pointless, man. You got to struggle. Struggling is the brilliant thing about life. And that's one of the things I'm starting to appreciate as I get older is I look for more struggle. And if I can't find struggle, I create new struggles for myself. And what I mean by creating new struggles for yourself is get out there and do something nobody's never done before. Go build that business that nobody's created. Go out there and learn how to be a handyman. Go out there and learn how to train people, work people out. Make a book, write a book. You have infinite amount of choices in this world to go do anything you want to do. Don't let yourself be hemmed up trying to follow the path that all these other people have already created for you. Take from them, learn from the lessons, and apply the principles, but figure out how to put your own twist on it, because that's what life is about. Remember, life favors the bold and the brave. Or I guess those are redundant. But life favors those who choose to be bold and different. Because if you choose to be bold and different, you'll grow into yourself and you'll grow into this wonderful being that people will look to as the light. And that's why I want more men to look at themselves. Like, you are the light. Now, your light may be very small at the moment, but you keep feeding it. Feed it good, positive energy, good, positive role models, good, positive food, water. Take care of yourself, train, work out. Do all the things that are necessary to put you in a situation where you can be successful. And then you'll watch your light grow. And then you could take that light and share it with other people, man. And that's really what the game is about life. So I appreciate you for listening. Just like, subscribe, share. If you appreciate my content, please check out my webpage, apexsapien.com. Check out the blogs, book a time, consultation. I want to talk to people. I want to help you out. Because I understand that it's tough, man. There ain't a lot of fucking dudes teaching you guys how to be guys. But, hey, I'm here for you, brother.